discuss the methods of administrative control over the state by union. ANS. The relation between the union and the states may be classed under two heads: I. During emergencies, and 2. In normal times. I. During proclamation of any emergency, the union assumes effective control over the state or states as the case may be. The autonomy of the state or states is suspended and the Government of India functions as a unitary government during the emergencies. 2. The supremacy of the union over the states is assumed in normal time also. Article 256 to 263 provide for union control over states even in normal period through the following ways. 1. Direction by the union to the state governments. 2. Delegation of union functions to the states. 3. All India services. 4. Grant and aid. A. Direction by the centre to the state. Article 256 provides that the executive power of the state shall be so exercised as to ensure compliance with the laws made by Parliament, and the executive power of the Union shall also extend to the giving of such directions to a state as it may deem essential for the purpose. Thus power to give direction was necessary because, if the centre was not vested with such power, the proper execution of the laws passed by the Parliament would become impossible. According, Article 257 enacts that the states must exercise their executive power in such a way so as not to impede or prejudice the exercise of the executive power of the Union in the state. For this purpose, the central government can give directions to a state as to in which way the state should exercise its executive power. The powers of the central government also extended to giving directions to a state into specific matters. 1. The construction and maintenance of means of communication which are declared to be of national or military importance. 2. Measures to be taken for the protection of the railway within the states. B. Delegation of union's function to the state. Under Article 258, the Parliament may, with the consent of the state government, entrust either conditionally or unconditionally to that government or its offices functions relating to any matter falling within the executive powers of the Union. Under Clause 2, Parliament is also empowered to use state machinery for the enforcement of Union laws and for this purpose may confer power or impose duties upon the state or its officers or authorities thereof in respect of these matters to see that the laws are made applicable to the state. Like the central government, the state government can also delegate its power to the Union and its officers. Article 258 lays down that the governor of the state may, with the consent of the Government of India, entrust to the government or its officers functions relating to any matter to which the executive power of that government extends. C. All India services. Beside the separate services for the Union and the states, the Constitution provides for the creation of an additional All India service common to the Union and the states. According to Article 312, if the Rajya Sabha passes a resolution supported by not less than 2/3 of the members present and voting that it is necessary or expedient in the nation's interest to do so, Parliament may by law provide for the creation of one or more All India services common to the conditions of persons appointed to any service. The object of this provision is to ensure greater interstate coordination and implementations of the policies of the central government through these officers. This also enables the central government to exercise a control over state in matters of execution of union laws. D. Grants and aid. Under the Constitution, the financial resources of the state are very limited, though they have to do many works of social uplift under directive principles. In order to cope with their ever-expanding needs, the central government makes grants in aid to the states. Grant in aid to states thus serve two purposes. 1. Through its central government exercises a strict control over the state because grants are granted subject to certain conditions. If any state does not agree to the condition, the central government may withdraw the grant. And 2. It generates a center-state coordination and cooperation. If a state wants to develop its welfare schemes for the people of the state, it may ask for financial help from the center. Disputes relating to water. Article 262 authorizes the Parliament to provide by law for adjudication of any dispute or complaint with respect to the uses, distribution, or control of the waters of any interstate rivers and river valleys. Under Clause 2 of this article, Parliament may by law provide that neither the Supreme Court nor any other court shall have any jurisdiction in respect of such disputes and complaints relating to water of interstate rivers and river valleys. Under Article 262, Parliament has passed the River Board Act, 1956, and the Interstate Water Disputes Act, 1956. The Water Dispute Act empowers the central government to set up a tribunal for the adjudication of such disputes. The decision of the tribunal shall be final and binding on the parties to the dispute.